This video is sponsored by Misplay, more on them later. Hello and welcome back, my beautiful froggy army, to another video. Today we are choosing violence and I'm going to be discussing some controversial squishmallow opinions, aka which squishmallows I think are not the best. Not the best. So big disclaimer, this is of course my own opinion. If you have any of these squishmallows that I'm going to talk about and you love them, like I love that for you, that's amazing. At the end of the day, if any of these plushies make you happy, like that's literally all that matters. I'm mostly criticizing the people who are designing these squishmallows, like not you. If you like it, again, all the more power to you. So to sum up this probably too long disclaimer, if you like any of these plushies we're going to talk about, that's great, amazing. Keep living your life. You're doing amazing. And if I go a little too hard on one of your squishmallows that you like, feel free to insult mine in the comments. You know, just do it right back to me. It's fine. But anyways, let's get into this video and let's talk about why I'm even making this video in the first place and what inspired it. Actually, I randomly came across this one Hug Me squishmallow. I'll show you in just a second. And this squishmallow, I was like, why? Why? I questioned reality so much. I was like, you know what? I have to talk about this in some way. Let's make a video. And I went and rounded up a couple other squishmallows that I questioned that design. It's mostly like questioning and like, why? Who, what, like I'm asking questions, you know? So the Hug Me that I saw is this Binksy, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, the Bat Hug Me squishmallow. When I first saw this one, I thought it was a fake. I had to look it up. I was like, is this a real squishmallow? It's just multiple things here. First of all, the snout being so long, I feel like it's just really weird. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's weird, especially for a Hug Me. The fangs being so low on the mouth, like the little picture on the tag, I can see the picture on the tag. The fangs look more proportionate. I don't know. The picture on the tag looks much better, but on the actual plushie, it just looks weird. It makes the mouth look droopy, which I guess can be endearing if you're into that, but I guess it's a little too goofy for me. The head is also like not that round. I mean, it could just be these pictures and this is like a subpar quality Hug Me, but the head just looks like a rectangle and it just does not help at all the face proportions that are going on here. And I see on the tag it's supposed to have like little wings, but I'm assuming how the actual plushie is constructed is that it has the little nubs like of the arms and then the wings are separate behind it. But that just looks weird and it makes the wings feel like they're not even there. Like I don't even see them in these pictures that I'm looking at, and it just makes it feel like disproportionate again, like tiny wings behind the arms. They should have just made the actual arms wings instead, or attach the wings to the little nub arms or something like that. I'm so sorry. This is probably the worst Hug Me I've ever seen. Just like, I don't understand it. Maybe it's just these pictures I found, but the execution is just, what went wrong? The picture on the tag is so cute. If it looked more like the tag, I wouldn't have a problem. It would actually be cute, but what's going on? I'm so sorry, Binksy, and I'm sorry to the Binksy lovers and supporters out there. I really am. You deserve better. You deserve better. So after seeing that squishmallow, I was like, all right, we got to do a whole video on this. So I went searching for more squishmallows that I just had in the back of my mind that I knew that I did not like that much. And the next one we're going to talk about is Golden Hans. I know this is supposed to be like a special limited edition celebratory kind of squishmallow, but this was the best that they could do. It just feels so empty, soulless. I don't like that fabric and how it looks. I imagine that it feels disgusting. Like, it's supposed to be a plushie. Why doesn't it look soft and cuddly? It literally looks like sterile. Like, it doesn't not look good. There's no contrast whatsoever. I understand it's supposed to be like a solid gold thing, but like, you could have made different shades of gold or different tones or something. Like, make the outlines a different color, just a slightly different shade of gold, but it just feels so washed out. To me, this is just like lazy and I just don't like it that much. I don't know, I just don't like it. Maybe I'm just a hater. Maybe I'm just a hater. The next one we're going to talk about is kind of like an older classic that I know nobody likes, so I actually don't feel bad making fun of this one. But that is the Claire's Jojo Siwa Squishmallow dog. I know so many people don't like this dog and I don't know what it is that like creeps me out. I think it's like the eyes. They just look like they're staring into my soul. I know it's supposed to be like that certain breed of dog that has like the little kind of like mustachy looking fur, but it just looks like a giant mustache. Like they didn't continue the fur pattern anywhere, which I guess is hard to do, but they could have made it actually fuzzy. I don't know. And I know the bow is like a JoJo Siwa thing, but it's not for me, so that also deducts points from this. And then just like the little tuft of fur on the top, it just looks so scraggly. I don't like this dog, and I know a lot of people don't. The unicorn, actually there's a unicorn that also goes with it, is not too bad. I actually really like the little gems on the like eyelashes. I think that's unique. And although I'm not the biggest fan of like the unicorns and the multicolor and the bow, the unicorn like looks all right. The unicorn is fine. Unicorn's cute. The JoJo Siwa dog is a thing from my nightmares, so I'm not a fan of that one. But if you're still here, still watching this video, chances are you're obsessed with plushies just like me. And I'm always looking for ways to supplement this lifestyle and girl math my way into convincing myself that yes, I actually do need another plushie. And today's sponsor is going to help us cover our plushie purchases, so let me tell you about Misplay, an app that lets you earn rewards by downloading and playing mobile games. You can choose from a huge library of games like word games, action games, puzzle games, and so much more. Then just download and start playing to earn points. Then you can redeem those points for gift cards to stores like Amazon, Target, Walmart, and so much more. I actually used to be super obsessed with using Misplay, so I was really excited when they reached out to me because I just love their concept of playing mobile games and relaxing, but earning rewards at the same time. I discovered this coloring app that's been super chill to play, and it's only taken me a couple of days to earn my first gift card. You know I had to get an Amazon gift card, and I used it to help cover this plushie keychain that I've been eyeing for a while. I'd say it was a good purchase. You can download Misplay for free at misplay.com/froggy or scan the QR code on the screen, and you get 200 bonus points just for downloading the app. Plus, you can use my code froggy50 for 50 extra bonus points. You're welcome. Just a little something from me to help you earn your first gift card. Thank you again to Misplay for sponsoring our video today, and now let's get back into these very interesting Squishmallow opinions. The next ones I want to talk about are also hug me's, okay? And you need to hear me out, okay? Because these are axolotls, and I'm very sorry. I know the axolotls are very loved. I have plenty of axolotls, okay? Don't you worry, I love them. But first, there's this Monica. I don't know what it is. Something's off. Something's not right. I don't know what it is. It's this hug me, specifically this version of Monica, because there's another version that looks so much better, and I think it's just everything with the proportions that's going on. On this Monica with like the shiny belly, we'll call her Shiny Monica, the belly just seems so much like smaller. It's such a small strip compared to the regular Monica. And then Shiny Monica, like her little axolotl fins are like on the side of her head, like the side. Yeah, and regular Monica has them like on the side, but like a little more up, so it feels more normal, I guess. I don't know. Shiny Monica's fins being on the side, I don't know, it just like makes her head proportion feel weird. And then also the eyes make her head proportion feel weird. I don't know what it is. I guess they're bigger and they're like more out towards the sides and more like in line with the mouth. Everything is like slightly off and I can't put my finger on it, but when I compare her to the regular Monica, she just looks so much weirder, like goofier to me. I don't know what it is. Very similarly, we have this Archie Hug Me, and I think it suffers from pretty similar problems with the fins being on like the side of the head and the eyes just like, I don't know, just like being kind of weirdly proportioned. It doesn't help that the eyes are closed either. Like normally I'm all for, you know, like the winking eye or closed eyes altogether, but here I feel like the dots of the eyes would at least help take up space on like the face. Otherwise now it just feels like empty, kind of. This one's like probably the one that I like the most out of all the ones that we're going to talk about today, like this specific Hug Me, but yeah, still a little questionable in my eyes. The next one we're going to talk about, I am very, very sorry in advance because I feel really strongly about this one. So if you like Livy the starfish, please skip this portion of the video. I need you to be real with me, okay? When you think of a starfish, what do you imagine in your head? Do you imagine five legs? Do you? Yes, you do, because that is the whole point of a starfish, is that it has 5 legs. So I question the person who designs this squishmallow, because why would you make a squishmallow that you cannot represent accurately. Squishmallows take a few liberties here and there. Like, yes, you're not going to get all the details of like every single animal or object or whatever. That's fine. Like, we can use our imagination, but this is where I draw the line. You cannot make a starfish into an egg-shaped plushie if you are not going to add 2 more legs at least, because we can say that like her forehead is like the top and she's got 2 arms and you can give her 2 legs. You can add 2 more legs, but if you're not going to add 2 more legs, don't make the starfish, because this is not a starfish. I don't know what this looks like. It looks like a whale or something like that, which is not a starfish, in case you didn't know. I also have gripes with the designs and the colors chosen for this, which I would not have gripes with it if it was accurately represented as a starfish with 5 legs, because with the 5 legs and this coloration and this design, you could tell perfectly fine that it's a starfish. And okay, yeah, that's like the starfish kind of vibe. It's like corally, so yeah, that kind of makes sense. It's got like the middle like sucker thing. Yeah, okay, that's a starfish. But no, since this is not accurately represented and it just looks like a whale, what is this? I don't know. Why is it just like a pink washed out whale? And they try to make it better by putting a winky face on top of it. It's like she's saying, oh, yeah, like I don't have 5 legs, but I'm still a starfish. You take me for a fool? You take me for an imbecile? Anyways, I'm done ranting about the starfish. If you really like Livy, I am sorry. Insult Wendy. Please. Please insult my Squishmallows in return, because I feel bad if you actually like her. I'm sorry. But moving on to the next Squishmallow that a lot of people also agree is really bad is this blue ice cream waffle. Sometimes I feel like they try to make foods and they just do not translate well. First of all, why is it blue? Second of all, the ice cream on top of it looks weird. They just look off. Since they're so thin, they're not like plump and juicy scoops of ice cream. These look like little discs. They don't look like ice cream. I genuinely did not even know what this was before I looked it up for this video. Like, I knew of its existence because I'd seen it before in stores, but I didn't know what it actually was. It doesn't translate. I can't even tell if all of these lumps are supposed to be ice cream. Only a few of them have sprinkles. What about the ones without sprinkles? Is that still ice cream? Is this some random other mystery ingredient? I don't know what that is. You don't have to make everything. You don't have to make everything. You don't have to come up with these new things. You don't have to make a food that is traditionally represented in one singular color, aka waffle being tan or brown or golden brown or whatever. You don't have to make it a different color. You don't. You can just make it the normal color. Wild concept, I know. This one is not for me. It's not for me. And I love colorful Squishmallows. I do. But this one's not it. These next 2 Squishmallows are just structurally abominations, to say the least. The first one being the box of crayons. And look, I love bright colors. I love crayon and Crayola aesthetic. I wish so badly that there was a really cute crayon box Squishmallow. But instead they had to do this. Why? Why? And I personally just don't like the printed fabric that much in general on any plushie. This being entirely printed fabric also, not the best. Not the best. Maybe if they could have added some embroidery here and there, it might have been better. Like, why even attempt this? Again, it's like the starfish. If you know that you can't do this with your current design, the current way that you create these plushies, why are you even trying? Just give up. Go home. Hug your kids. Pet a dog. Touch grass. You don't have to do this. You don't. Speaking of grass though, this one is even worse. This is Oz, I think, the succulent, which is much worse because at least the crayon box is like a little more uniform. This is... what is going on? What is going on? I'm sorry, but like, what are these like nub tentacle looking things? They have other succulents that look much better. This was not necessary. You weren't gonna fail the test if you didn't turn this in. In fact, I wish you hadn't turned it in. Turning it in actually gave you an F, so you should have quit while you were ahead. This just goes against like the whole concept of a Squishmallow being like round and cuddly and egg-shaped. Like, now you're giving them spikes. The next Squishmallow is another Hug Me. I guess there's a lot of Hug Me's that I just don't like, and this one is the most painful one of them all. It is, because it is a frog. It is this Fenra the frog Hug Me. I do have a Fenra. I do. Translated into Hug Me form, I just think it doesn't work for frogs. The head's too big. Make the head smaller. It feels like the mouth is all the way up here in the middle of the face, and then we just have neck. Like, miles of neck, and I don't need that much neck in my Hugmies, personally. Reduce the amount of neck, please. Thank you. Before we get into the last squishmallow for today's video, of course, honorable mention to all the squish doos. I pretty much don't like the majority of the squish doos, but I thought that was too obvious, and I didn't want to waste your time being like, here's all the squish doos. I don't like any of them, even though I do own one. I do own a Brina squish do, and I crocheted her a hat and put her in a hat to cover like the hair situation. The squish doos just go without saying, you know what I mean? Anyways, our final squishmallow of this video that I'm gonna roast is one that's a little more on the normal side. I believe this one's name is Desmond, I believe, but this is the dragon in a lion costume. And I understand that there's a whole line of squishmallows that are like one animal in another animal's costume. I don't know if it's because of the mane, but like when I first look at this plushie, I don't think that it's like an animal dressing up as another animal, and it just makes it look like he has a sickly green face. And I'm like, this poor man, he's obviously sick. He needs to go rest. Why do we have him out here? Get him some chicken noodle soup. Like, come on. I feel bad for him. I feel like I want to tuck him in and put a thermometer in his mouth, you know? I just think this was a weird choice. Like, if you're gonna choose the green dragon as like the face, maybe choose another animal that has like a brightly colored body so it's not such a weird contrast. So yeah, there's all my opinions out in the open. Again, if you like any of these squishmallows that I just roasted for dear life, that is totally fine. Keep on loving them. I'm so glad that you're giving them love and that they bring you happiness, and that's literally all that matters. If you're the person who designed Livy the Starfish, please email me. I would like to have a word with you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment down below. Do you have any squishmallows that you just really don't like? Tell me about it. Complain with me. We can complain together. So thank you so much for watching once again, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!